Well, I just want to show you the mechanical movements of having her, releasing her to be free and then calling her back to you, even though you see it throughout the video. I only release her out of a calm sit stay, just like when you see me call her back to come to me in the regular training exercises. I call her back into a sit stay. So everything starts and ends with a calm sit stay. So if I just call her back to come to me, she'd be in a sit stay and I'd say, okay, and we'd walk. If I want to release her to be free, I'm going to have her sit, and out of a calm sit stay, release her. So everything starts and ends with a calm sit stay. Go, see, just pat her, just pat her chest and have her go. I think she's looking at that red plastic bag and she thinks it's something. But anyway, so she's free now. And if you're taking a walk, it can be like this for the next hour or whatever you want to do. You can just walk her around. Of course, you've seen on video when we see dogs coming, we're wearing our pouch with our rewards and we're using everything properly. She thinks that there's something there, but I'm not going to call her back to me yet. She's always looking at something, always thinking she sees something she wants to chase or bark at, as you well know. So she's free, and as long as you're keeping this leash loose, that's fine. If she pulls you, then you're just going to go like that. Let's say you want to keep her on free time and she's trying to pull you again. She goes to the end of the leash. Don't let her pull you with continuous tension, because tension on the leash, continuous tension like this, creates tension in the dog. Leash tension creates a lot of stress in the dog and is probably the main reason for leash aggression, because they get overstimulated and then day after day, week after week, it gets worse and worse and worse, and they get out of control. They can't handle that level of overstimulation and they start to get aggressive. That's what happens. So even when she's free, you want to keep the leash like this, which means there's no reason for doing this anymore. There's absolutely no reason for grabbing the leash with your right hand if it's in your left, like this. This is the only way you do it. If you need to make it shorter, lift your arm up, that makes the leash shorter. Or go like this, lift it out to the side so that it's not like this. Good. See how man with the hat walked past, surprised us, she came back to me. I didn't even have food, I just petted her and said, good. Good girl. So back to the subject here. Keep that leash loose, okay? And come here. Make sure that it doesn't twist. So if it gets, since everything's set up to come off by her left ear like this, just make sure it stays like that. And if it gets around like that, somehow she goes like that, then you just flip it back over there. See, if she tries to pull you, see what just happened? She can't pull you. You're still bigger and stronger than she is. Just let her know you're not going to let her pull you around like this anymore, because that's what causes all the horrible leash problems you've had in the past. So keep that leash loose. If you're having a big problem, come, call her back to you. Good girl. If you do lots of recalls like you see me doing in the video, she's just not going to be pulling you anymore, like she's not pulling me anymore, because she's going to start hovering around you, gravitating towards you like you're the center of the universe. So, because you've made yourself relevant when you're doing that. So when you want to call her back to come to you, the way you want to practice it is make sure she's looking at a distraction, or at least turning away from you, so you can call her, she can hear come, and then she can go back to you. So you never want to call her to you when she's staring at you, because that doesn't help us much. Come! Just like that. Good. See how I had her come to my right hand target? It's a fist. She just came to that. Her nose touched it and it opened. She got a reward. So it's just like this. Come. See how I'm backing away? Good. She comes to that reward. Hey, Johan. Come. Good. Just like that. If you need to make the leash shorter, then you just raise your left hand up like that. Good. If she comes to you because there's a distraction approaching and you didn't even say come, pretend like you didn't reward her anyway, because that's a behavior pattern. That's a very healthy behavior pattern you want her to continue doing. You want her just to see anybody or anything and come back to you. Good. And good stuff happens. She's doing exactly the opposite of what she used to do, which is to go after it. You want her ignoring it, coming back to you, getting rewarded, and feeling good about it. And you make yourself the most relevant person on the planet by handling her this way. So when you call her back to come to you, I'm going to create a distraction. Come. See how she's coming to my right-hand target? Good. She comes to that. My left hand grabs this leash if I'm going to get her back in a calm sit stay. I step into her, have her sit. Good. And I just ran out of food. So instead of good and giving her a piece, good, I gave her a pat on the head. It's almost as good. Later on, in fact, when you want to phase out the food after she's been back with you for a month or so, and that's what you'll be doing more and more, is you'll be saying good and petting her instead of good and getting a reward. And she'll only get a reward every once in a while. Okay.